Hello Cruising World, Mick the Suit Guy with you. Today I have another video for you that I reached out to my Facebook group to help me with. Yes, I have a Facebook group. No, it is not me telling you what to do, it's me trying to help you. I am not like those groups that says if you don't do this, you're making a mistake. I'm giving you my input and suggestions and letting you choose for yourself what is right for you. I always say it's a matter of opinion. It's not your fault. Yours is the wrong one. I jest. Or do I? But I don't, keep it on the down low. My opinions are my opinions. And we all learn from each other. So I share these things with you. And today I'm going to share my top 10 things that you can bring with you on a cruise that you may not have thought about bringing, but will make your cruise potentially much better. You'll see what I mean as I go through the list. Now, I asked everybody on my page and I ended up getting about 5,000 ideas. So I tried to lump them together. So it's 10 suggestions with things within the suggestions. So wish me luck. And if you're still here at the end, God bless you. I'm going to dig in. By the way, if you're wondering, you see these videos a lot. You normally see the ships up above me. I look a little bit zoomed in today. It's purely because I'm holding a laptop in front of me that I'm reading off and I want to make it look professional. So I just made it look completely unprofessional. But just so you know, if it looks like I'm looking down, it's because I'm reading. It's like a, what do they call it? A prompter. Right here. So I don't forget anything. So I've got to make it, it's a lot of information. So here we go. Number 1. And this was probably the most commonly requested or mentioned item in all of my group. And it's one thing we actually don't do. So now I'm going to go buy some. I should have got some in the Prime sale. Metallic hooks. So many people suggested bringing metallic hooks. Why, you ask, would you need metallic hooks? And I will caveat one thing here before I go through the rest of these. Is that if there's a different thing you use these things for that we're about to go through that I don't bring up, put it in the comments. Or if you've got anything that you bring all the time and it doesn't come up, put it in the comments. Sharing is caring, as we like to say on this channel. But metallic hooks, and some of the suggestions people put for bringing them, oh, I'm on battery. Oh, it keeps going dim on me. Wet bathing suits, hats, lanyards, or clothes in general for hanging on those metallic hooks. Stuff like that. So if there's anything else you recommend those for, I actually seen it where people put them across the ceiling and they ran an extension cord to hold the extension cord up along the ceiling. I've seen that. I've just run them on the floor. When the steward comes in to clean, I put it back on the table, but, looks nice. So that's number 1. Number 2, a light jacket. I made a big mistake on this recently. We went on the Radiance in May, and I totally forgot how cool it can be on the West Coast compared to now we're on the East Coast. I should have known. But I had to buy one because it can get cold at night, and certain parts of the ship are colder than others, So it's not a bad idea to have a jacket, a light jacket for the evenings specifically to have on the ship in case it gets cold. You might want to go up on the Lido deck on the sea day and it might not be the warmest of days. And it's too cold to sit up there in jeans, in shorts and t-shirt. So jacket can help. As an easy one, that was one of mine, about the only one I gave, because the reason I brought it up is because of my mistake. Learn from my mistakes. Number 3. A first aid kit. This is going to sound like a lot of things to bring, and I'm not saying you have to bring these things. I'm just giving you ideas and suggestions as put forward by my group of things that you might want to bring along just in case. Not all of these are essentials, but if you need any of this stuff and you don't have it, it can cost you a lot. First aid kit. Think about this. Some of the ideas people gave me. Neosporin. You cut yourself. Aloe. This little crispy white body gets burnt very easily. I need aloe. I always burn myself. Motion sickness tablets or patches, stuff for motion sickness. Band-aids. Tylenol, Advil, ibuprofen, whatever you use for headaches and stuff like that. Insect repellent. Some of these islands, can get a bit muggy and humid in the summer especially. So anything you could think of that might fit in a little first aid kit, if you think you might want that. Because if you go and buy Neosporin on the ship, it ain't going to be the same price as buying it in your local market, supermarket, or shops or whatever. So if you have a room, I'd recommend a small first aid kit. And if anybody can think of anything else they put in theirs, I know needle and thread or something like that, so not just a first aid kit, like a mending kit. Stuff like that. You never know. If a button falls off, what are you going to do? Like, if a button falls off these, are sometimes in the pockets. Nope, I don't have them in this one. They have spare buttons in case it falls off. But there's no point in having that if I've not got anything to sew it up with. Anyway, here you go. First aid kit. Extension cords. Or actually, just so happens, I just got this. This is a good example of what I'm going to show you for. This is a really cool extension cord I just got. I got it on Amazon in the sale. Cost me $10. Has 3 power outlets. It's got 3 USB adapters, and this is called 1C adapter because a lot of things have C on it now. So I can plug that into the wall, and away I go. Make sure it is not surge protected. Surge protected, no good. Not allowed. I left school when I was 15. Don't ask me why. It's just not good. Apparently everything works backwards on the cruise ship. Somebody wants to explain that, put it in the comments. I'm uneducated. Can't help you. But something like this, especially on the older ships. Now, a lot of the newer ships have a lot more power outlets. A lot of them have USB ports by the side of the bed so you can charge your phone overnight. A little tray to put your phone on and stuff like that. But a lot of the older ships, these things will be priceless because you walk in that room and you see one outlet. I did actually show somebody talk about this earlier. Here's another option. I got this thing. And I just put this in one of my tips videos. But this is a universal power adapter. So I have like US, I have the United Kingdom, Great Britain, and I have Europe. So a lot of the ships have a European power adapter. You could take one of these and there's an extra one for you. But really this is all you need. This is great. Put those there. See, I'm actually showing you things on this one too. I'm only on number 4. Number 5. Oh yeah, I mean you might want to bring a couple of extra USB cables as well because most people use those as much as anything else. And if you do bring them, make sure you bring the plug that you can pop the USB into. People forget that. Just saying. There are USB adapters on that, but whatever. You know what I mean. Number 5, air fresheners. Now, I learned something new here because a lot of people said, I thought immediately Febreze. To me, that's what an air freshener is. Apparently, the many people on my page came on and there's this thing called poo-pourri. I looked it up. It's a thing. Poo-pourri. I guess it's a different version of Febreze, maybe a bit cheaper, I don't know. But not bad idea to have something like that in the room. That was suggested by quite a lot of people. Footwear. Closed-toed shoes and water shoes, specifically. Because you're going to bring all the other stuff, But a lot of people, ladies especially, because, you tend not to wear closed-toed shoes when you go out at night. You may not bring a pair. But if you're on a ship and you wanted to say on the newer ships, so you want to go on the Bolt, on the Celebration of Mardi Gras, or soon to be the Jubilee, or you want to go on the Sky Ride on the Panorama, you cannot do that unless you're in closed-toed shoes. So there's a lot of times when it's a good idea to have a pair with you, just in case you hadn't packed any. A lot of people will, but just know that it might be an idea to put one pair in like that. I have plenty of closed-toed shoes because all of my suits have matching shoes and they're all closed-toed. So if you see me on a cruise ship and you got size 12 feet and you've forgotten, I'll lend you a pair. Water shoes, because a lot of the ports you go into when you go to the beach, sometimes it's not smooth sailing under the water, if you know what I mean. Sometimes it can be rocky. So water shoes would help you a great deal. If you go to Dunn's River Falls in Jamaica, you go to Ocho Rios and you go to the Dunn's River Falls, you really have to have water shoes for grip. We did the cabanas in Amber Cove off of the ship, the ones you can see them right off the ship there, over the water. If you want to get in the water, they recommend water shoes. Now, you can buy water shoes, obviously. But if you have the room in your luggage to bring them, I would recommend bringing a pair of water shoes because they can often come in very useful in different islands for different reasons. So yeah, that's another one. And moving on with the same level, this is number 7, I think. Oh, we're getting there. Beach gear. What do we mean by beach gear? And this is simple things that you're probably going to bring anyway, but you might not remember. A beach bag. And if you don't have a beach bag, you can go on the Carnival page for the stateroom gifts and stuff like that. You can have one delivered to your room. Nice ones. If you have a travel agent, you get a 20% discount on those. Contact your travel agent. Tell them, I want to have this in my room and I want my 20% discount on almost everything that you can get for the room except alcohol. Bottles of wine and the bottles of liquor, but things like beer, waters, stuff like that, you don't get a 20% discount, but a lot they do. So ask. Doesn't hurt to ask. Beach bag or a backpack. Sun hat. If you've got a bald patch like me and you have flaky white skin, guaranteed sunburn. I have a floppy hat, a big floppy hat I like to wear. Saves me a little bit. Reef safe sunscreen. Why do I say reef safe as opposed to just sunscreen? Because certain ports only allow reef safe sunscreen, like especially ones with like coral, like Grand Cayman, for example. I think is one. So certain ports don't allow regular sunscreen. If anybody knows which ones they are, and I could be wrong with Grand Cayman, I'm just making a logical guess there because it's got a lot of reef, Belize, stuff like that. Put the islands in the comments, but just to be safe, check before you go whether they require it or just bring it anyway. And I mentioned about the aloe earlier, if you don't put it on properly. We went out recently just to a friend's house down the way and I put some suntan lotion on, but I left strips where I didn't cover it. So I looked like a red and white zebra. So bring aloe. I mentioned that earlier. Flip-flops, back on the shoes thing. If you go to the beach, flip-flops, easy thing to forget if you're not thinking about it. And towel clips. Towel clips are great. A couple of times you can use them as well as on the beach. You can use them on the Lido deck to hold your thing in place. That doesn't mean you go down there at 7 in the morning, put them on there, and come back at 1 in the afternoon thinking you saved those seats. If I see them, and I'm sitting at the Red Frog, one of the things I'll tell you is when I go on a ship, I never, ever, ever sit in those chairs. I never go in the pool. I never go in the hot tub. Don't ask me. It's not going to happen. I have no attention span. But I will be sitting at the Red Frog pub chatting and making new friends. And I'm watching. And if I see that seat unattended for a long period of time with towel clips on it and people walking by it looking for somewhere, I'm handing that towel in. You have been warned. Unlike the guy that once said, if I said this before and I've said this before, said if he caught me doing it to him, he would break my arms. I looked at his profile on Facebook and he was a big wrestling fan, so he probably would. But wouldn't bother me. I'll get the Indian security staff to come out and go kung fu on him or something, whatever they do. Anyway. Of course they don't do kung fu. I said I'm a black belt in Shih Tzu. That confuses people. Make them think, and then while they're thinking, run away. Yeah, so towel clips you can use for that. And you're not supposed to do this, but we will, if we know they're not cleaning the windows and a balcony, and we have a balcony, and we worked out or something, we got some sweaty clothes, we might put them on the chair on the balcony, but you put the towel clips on, they ain't going anywhere. You're not strictly speaking supposed to do that, but we're putting towel clips on so they're not blowing away in the wind. Don't just put them loose over a chair. Where am I? Oh yeah, cups. Travel mug, Tervis, Yeti, stuff like that. I think I have one. Oh, I have one here. There's my Red Frog Tervis. If you want to go and get juices for the day in the morning or something, or, a cup of ice or whatever, it's good to have one of these. And you can go and get your drinks and just walk around with it rather than having to keep constantly going up and getting them in a regular cup because their cups are smaller. So it's nice to have something like that if you want to put a cup of water to go ashore or something. There you go. So travel mug, Tervis, Yetis, and you can buy them on board. We got several Carnival ones. This one because it's Red Frog, and I'm very biased towards the Red Frog, as they know. 2 more. Organizational / space making. I got loads of these, so I lumped them into one. We had a suggestion for a shaving a shower caddy with suction cups. Make sure you got suction cups. Put them on the wall in the bathroom, and you can put some extra stuff around that, or in the shower. You know, shower caddy, of course, is going in the shower. Because there's a little bit of room to put stuff in there, but not the most. So that's what a lot of people suggested. A lot of people suggested bringing one of them shoe racks that you can put over the door, and you can hang not just shoes, hats, whatever, over the side of your door. It's all about creating more space in the room. We always use packing cubes. We find them great. We just bought some in the Amazon Prime sale with flamingos on them. Go figure. So yeah, packing cubes are great. We can keep everything in one place. It's really good if you're like a back-to-back and you got stuff for week 1, stuff for week 2. We'll also put dirty clothes back in the packing cube so that we can keep them separate from the clean clothes we may not use and stuff like that. So we do like packing cubes. They're great for us. And they're not overly expensive. If you go on Amazon, you'll see them all over the place. And somebody else suggested a shaving mirror. I mean, there's a mirror in the bathroom. Oh, mirror in the bathroom, please talk free. Who sung that? I'm always coming up with these songs. You know, one of my favorite bands. The lead singer used to live in San Diego when we were there. We've seen them live so many times. I saw them in 1982, opening up for David Bowie and an Australian band called Icehouse. It was their last gig. Who sung Mirror in the Bathroom? Put it in the comments. Yes, I know who it is. Yeah, so shaving mirror. So think of that, organizational space making. I actually have something else coming in the mail today. I maybe should have waited for it to come before I did this video. But I'm getting a little box where I can put all my cables in, because I have my GoPro, all sorts of chargers. I'll have this thing, which is my extra power outlet thing. So yeah, and it will go in one little containing box. It's all about keeping it together. So if you have room, bring these things. And lastly, there was a few things got left out, didn't make the cut. Mostly my suggestions that Julie said weren't good, but you know, this is the last one that made the cut. A magnetic whiteboard for the door. Something else we've never really done, but I do see this on a lot of doors. And the description that was given by most people that suggested it was to put notes on the door to your friends, to your room steward, etc. Like, if you don't all have the hub. Now on the hub you got that messenger thing you can pay $5 and get, but it's not always 100% reliable. Hopefully with the new Starlink internet it's going to become a lot more reliable. But you know, if someone wants to meet you and they don't know where you are, they can go to your room. I'm in this bar, whatever. Just make sure, you know, you can imagine this, right? You put on the door that you're at the Red Frog pub. You go to the Red Frog pub and there's no room, or they're doing karaoke and I'm singing and you can't stand it, so you want to walk and go somewhere else. You got to go back to the room and change where you are. Otherwise they're going to go there and look for you and you ain't going to be there. Remember that. But you know, notes for your room steward, what have you. So a lot of people put that. Again, not something we typically do, but because we're not hard to find. Well, I'm not anyway. And then you can do that. So, yeah, a couple of the things that missed it, so I'm going to throw them in there. Well, one at least. I always recommend bringing some small change, especially when you get on the ship, 5s and 1s. They have change machines on board where you can change like a $100 bill down as low as 5s, but you can't get 1s. So if you want 1s for tips and stuff like that when you go ashore, you'd have to go to the casino, and they don't always like giving them out. Bring some 5s and 1s. If you want to go to the piano bar and tip the piano player or tip the bartender some extra money here and there, right? Because if you give them cash, cash is king, as we all know. Just saying. That was one of the things that I added that was on there. I'll leave that there because otherwise I'll go on and on and on forever. So there's 10 suggestions plus a secret one from me, kind of lumped into one. Hope that was not too monotonous and you got some ideas from that. As put forward largely by my little Facebook group of suggestions of things to bring on a cruise that you may not otherwise think about, but can make your cruise better. Boom! I'm worn out. It's time for a red stripe. And an ice cream. Haven't worn this one for a while because I'm just going to go out there and be honest, the shorts are a little bit tight. Going on the treadmill later. Subscribe to my little channel if you'd like to. I am closing in on 2,000 slowly but surely. And when I get to 2,000 subscribers, I am going to book a cruise to celebrate. I'm also going to book a cruise when I get to 1,887 cruises, 1,923 subscribers, not cruises, 1,937. But 2,000, I'm going to book a nice cruise. Big one. Oh yeah, send me your tips. I forgot what I was going to say. I got carried away with thinking about booking a cruise. Julia will kill me. She's out of town right now. Oh, did you book any cruises while I was gone? No, dear. She'd never know. We got so many books, she wouldn't know if I added one. No idea. Ooh, that's a good point. Subscribe. Send me your questions. Send me your tips. Send me your cruising traditions. My email is coming up at the end of this video, so send them to me. And with that, before I go on and on and on and on and on, I will see you later, Cruising World. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, mick@elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.